We love port channels in the local area network. They combine bandwidth for us of multiple physical links. They really add beautifully to our redundancy, our high availability configuration without involving spanning tree protocol, really. Well, in this particular nugget, we're going to do a look at storage area network port channels and, of course, specifically troubleshooting these SAN port channels. So you probably won't be surprised to learn that many of the commands are the same, really, that we would have in the LAN environment and this SAN environment. Check this out. Here's show interface port channel. We see status information like we are trunking. We see our port description. We see, of course, that we've got fiber channel hardware in place, our worldwide node name. We have the admin port setting, and that's, of course, admin port mode. Here we can see we're set to E mode. Trunk mode is on. We can see the port vSAN speed, the trunked vSANs, those that are up, those that are active, any vSANs that might be isolated or initializing are reporting, and then packet statistics. So show interface port channel, a key verification command that we're going to want to keep in our hip pocket. But what about seeing a glimpse of all of the port channels that are configured in our SAN environment? Well, that's what I use Show Port Channel Database for. So here we can see specifics on port channel 15. Here we can see specifics on that port channel 2. Notice we get the number of ports in total, and then we get status indications for the specific ports. Now, a question I often get is, what is this asterisk all about? Well, the asterisk indicates that a port is carrying the control plane traffic and that it's not load balanced. If that port were to go down, then we'd have to have another port begin carrying the control plane traffic. Now, let me stay along the same lines about commands, but let's talk more about what can typically go wrong and the commands that are related. One of the things that there exists is it's an channel group auto creation on the MDS device. And if the auto creation of your channel groups is turned on for your interfaces, you won't be able to manually configure a port channel. So the no channel-group auto command can be used in able to disable this automatic channel group creation. Something else is indeed a channel mode. So we might have a mode setting of on, and we need to go in and set the mode setting to active in order to form our SAN port channel. Something else to watch for is that you have interface parameters on a particular interface that is not compatible with the already existing port channel that you have set up. Now, Cisco thought of this, and they created a command, channel group, and the channel group number, of course, force, that will take this particular interface that you want to add into the port channel and will force its configuration to be compatible with those already existing members of the port channel. Pretty cool. Remember, too, that you need fiber channel ports that are really like twins in their configuration, and that command tries to force that. So if you have a fiber channel port that's down when you're trying to connect your switches via a SAN port channel, it is oftentimes a compatibility parameter. Maybe it's type of interface. Maybe it's speed. Maybe it's mode. All of these are potential problems. Maybe it's the allowed vSAN list. Maybe it's port security. There is a command from Cisco to help us here. It's show SAN port channel compatibility. Okay, compatibility parameters. It's actually compatibility hyphen parameters. This particular command is money for us, isn't it? To verify which parameters need to be checked in the particular configuration. Now, the last thing I want to make you aware of is the fact that things don't scale quite as easily over in the SAN side of the house with your port channels. We know on the LAN side of the house, a lot of technologies are allowing us to get up to 32 members in the particular port channel, but I don't think we're going to have such scalability over on the SAN side of the house. Let's check that, by the way. How would we check it? I'm going to go to support, and I'll choose all products to get me to my favorite particular interface here. I'll say NXOS because that's running on the MDS stuff now. We'll say NXOS, NXOS software, and we'll go to our configuration guides. Here's all the configurations guides. We'll jump over to the MDS 9000 series switches, and we'll go to the MDS SAN OS configuration guides. In here, very first link is for the very latest NXOS software release 6.2 on the MDS 9000. We have our configuration limits. And when we look down at our configuration limits, what do we see? Well, sure enough, we see an area here for port channels. Port channels and member ports in the port channels. So let's say, and look at the top of the list here. Hold on, let me scroll up so you can see the top of the list. All right, here we go. So there's like the 9500 series as an example. So we've got the 9500 series MDS. We can have 256 port channels. I'm guessing that's more than we'll ever need, with a maximum of 16 members in each port channel. Please remember this for certification. So this is a smaller number than we're used to on the LAN side of the house. Specifically, we can have 1 member to 16 member interfaces in that particular port channel. Notice on the 9250i, it goes down to 8 members. So the max for most of our devices that we want to be familiar with, though, is that 16, and of course the minimum number is indeed 1. In this nugget, we zeroed in on a very specific topic. It was troubleshooting in the storage area network our port channels, like we might find between our MDS switches in the data center. I sure hope this nugget was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.